Hello, good evening. I happen to have a very rare late night streaming opportunity, and I'm the kind of, party person that doesn't go to the pub, doesn't do anything fun, no clubbing, but does enjoy drawing. So that's how I'm going to spend my Friday night. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. I mean, I'm hoping for like an hour and a half. Um, It's actually quite nice because I've had a pretty. I need to decompress, so this is going to be a really nice way to decompress. Just do a little bit of drawing and listen to some music and waffle a little bit. Let me go to my draw view. There we go. So as far as I'm concerned, this is done. This corner. Um, what I've got here, I ended up doing. Sorry, Toon Boom is. There we go. Catching up. Oh wait, you know what? I actually haven't quite finished it. I've just noticed because I moved where the radio is. I just need to finish off this little bit here. But yeah, I went for a coffee maker, coffee mug, spoon, cookie, and a box, which the cookies may or may not have come from. They did come from this box. So yeah, let me. That's what I'll do first. I'll just finish off the radio because I've literally come in cold. It's a good way for me to get the old drawing hand warmed up. I said this in the last stream, which, by the way, I need to check in about 15 minutes. I'm going to check if this is actually recording because I don't know why, but Twitch stopped recording. Not Twitch, OBS stopped recording halfway, not even halfway, like 2 minutes into my last stream, so I had to use the Twitch VOD as my YouTube video, but it's only 720p. I'd rather it be 1080p, which is what OBS records in. So yeah, I just will double check in a few minutes that it is recording. It is actually recording. Okay, let me get on with this, finish this radio off, and then move on to the next bit that I want to do. Yeah, I needed to decompress, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to treat myself. Nobody else is awake in the house. I'll put it to you that way. So I thought, let's do it. Okay, good. I'm on the right layer. How's everybody this evening? It's Friday night, and the feelings. Right. Isn't that the lyrics? I think that's the lyrics. Do I have this on shuffle? This should be my music, should be on a shuffle. Yeah, it is. That's just quite strange. It's done 2 Wally Badarou tracks, one after the other. A shuffle fail. Or an incredible probability that the shuffle just happened to land on a Wally Badarou track. It's quite a fine balance, this, of like trying to make the lines look hand-drawn. I mean, they all are, pretty much. All of them are. I think there might be, in this whole drawing, this whole great big layout of a drawing, I think there might be maybe like 3 lines, which I've twiddled a bit with using the Beziers. But that's the thing, it's sort of like trying to get it to look, doing it hand-drawn, but at the same time, not having it like, like that, because that's obviously not going to work. So sometimes I like redraw. I'm sure everyone who's been watching a few of these streams will be very aware. I sometimes redraw the same thing 1,000,000 times because I'm not quite happy with the wobbliness level. It's like wobbly, but wobbly within reason. Charmingly wobbly, not cat-handedly wobbly. I guess that's the balance there. I keep using the word cat-handed, and I think I'm not supposed to. I think it's meant to be a problematic. It's meant to be problematic terminology. Like, is this Wally Badaru? No, it's Toshifumi Hinata. What was I saying? Yeah, I think cat-candid is like one of those terms which is actually derogatory towards people who maybe have bad, due to, various neurological differences, may not have the best, or the best is not, see, I'm walking on eggshells here, who don't have typical hand-eye coordination. Okay, I'm going to shut up now. I had to stop watching this guy's stream because he keeps really putting his foot in it. Actually, do Americans say putting their foot in something, or is that a real Britishism? He really put his foot in it. He really put his foot in it that time. It doesn't feel like an Americanism. It feels like a Britishism, or at least a Commonwealthism. Man, I would love this album on vinyl. This Toshifumi Hinata album. There's like a nice compilation one of some of his, best tracks, most well-regarded tracks, out on what's the label? It might be Fond Sond, FONDSOND. One of those labels that does all the reissues, vinyl reissues. They do a lot of Japanese alternative and fusion. I think they did all of oh my god, I'm blanking on his name. The only surviving member of YMO. His name is. Why am I blanking on it? Haruomi Hosono. That's the guy. Yeah, I believe they've released all his discography, re-released it on vinyl. I would love all of them, all those LPs. But expensive. The last LP I bought I've actually got it just here. What if I do this? This is a peek behind the musical curtain. So apart from listening to music on my digital server, Jellyfin, I also listen to actual LP. And I have here, this is an amazing album, Blanche, by, I should be able to read this, katakana. Oh, those are just the names of the tracks. What's her name? It says it right here in English. Mari Ijima, her second album. This is Mari Ijima 2. Great album. The first like 4 tracks are A-star, AAA. And when I bought this album, I bumped into a friend outside the shop, and he couldn't believe that it's from 1984, my birth. It's 41 years old, this album, 42 years old. He just couldn't believe it was that old, just because of how the album, the art. I guess it's partially because obviously a lot of album artwork you get these days is absolutely riffing off the 1970s and 1970s and 80s aesthetic. So that's probably what it is. It's just, you know, what goes around comes around, sort of thing. But yes, I might put that album on actually digitally. I can actually. I've got a record player here, and I could pipe my record player through OBS, but it's a bit complicated, and I could just play it off my server, frankly. But why I mentioned that was the last vinyl I bought, and that was a few years ago now. Unfortunately, I've had to kind of put my vinyl buying on hold because I'm very poor, and it's a very extravagant hobby to have. Yes, the only music buying I do now is like Bandcamp or you know, when you anywhere where you can just buy the music, buy the MP3s, because I don't like renting my music. You'll never catch me knowingly using Spotify. By the way, if Spotify ever want to pay me for anything in terms of work, I will take. Yes, please. No qualms there. But I like to own my music, like own the ones and the zeros, or the grooves, or the CD ones and zeros. I guess they're also ones and zeros. I don't like. I really understand. You know, obviously, the streaming. I mean, I'm streaming right now technically, so this is part of that ecosphere. But yeah, I don't like not owning my stuff. Call me old-fashioned, really do, because it is a very old-fashioned way of thinking, really. But you know, if something happens, say a certain crazy American president, could you imagine this? A crazy American president decided, you know what, Europe, you don't get Netflix anymore. And then what? What do you do then? What if he's like, Europe can't use any American, you know, internet service? So this is where I'm revealing a little bit of my tinfoil hattery, where I'm a bit of a prepper when it comes to internet stuff. Probably sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? You'd be right about that. No, I keep deleting the wrong thing. There we go. Let's move that, paste that. Is this right? Have I done this the right perspective? No, I don't think I have. I'm going to concentrate for a second. Excuse me whilst I say nothing at all. I haven't bothered telling anybody that I'm streaming right now because I figure, who's going to want to watch me? Unless they're already on Twitch, who's going to want to watch me right now streaming on a Friday night when they could be doing Friday night stuff? I remember back in the day as a kid, what Friday night meant for me was comedy on TV. All the comedy shows, right? You'd have struggling to think of one right now. Was Shooting Stars on a Friday night? I feel like it was. But certainly Channel 4 and BBC Two would be the place to be. I feel like So Graham Norton, that was on a Friday night. Obviously TGI Friday was on a Friday. Sorry, I'm just trying to see if this is the right perspective. This computer thing, I need to turn it off because it is confusing my very small brain. Rough radio copy, there we go. Alright, let's see. I think what I need to do is rather than work on this bit and this bit, I'm actually going to first of all, oh, come on, Toon, boom. If I mirror, okay, let's see. So we're about here. Okay, I thought that was another Wally Badarou track, but it's not. It's Jean-Luc Ponty. Mean fiddler of fiddles, not body parts. What did everyone have for their dinner today? I don't know. What do you ask on a stream? When you start hosting streams, what do you talk to you? How do you engage with your audience when nobody's in? I have to start resorting to questions about what people have had for their dinner. I mean, hell, you might not have had your dinner yet because you might be in a different time zone. Or maybe you don't eat dinner at all. Maybe you do that 5-2 diet where you're not supposed to eat dinners kind of on certain days. Intermittent fasting. Oh man, I used to do intermittent fasts once upon a time. It's kind of a luxury because sometimes I found that when I would intermittently fast, I would feel a bit lightheaded, which is probably more of a hydration thing. But I can't let myself feel woozy at the moment because I've got to be a very responsible member of society. So that's whereas when I say fasting is kind of that kind of, fasting for health benefits, it's kind of a luxury. Technically we should all be fasting very soon because of all those religious holidays coming up. It's quite interesting how so many religions regard fasting as a, it's a sort of act of spirituality because you're you're not giving in to your, it's sort of a matter of self-control, isn't it, I suppose. Myself and my significant other, we joked that for about a hot minute we joked that we were going to do Lent. Neither of us are religious. It's just, something to do, I suppose. That lasted about 5 minutes. I think I ate one less biscuit than I would have otherwise. So in some respects it was very successful, if you count that one biscuit I didn't eat. A micro-Lent. You've heard of microdosing? How about micro-fasting? Technically, every minute, every second you're not eating, you are fasting. I don't think it's called breakfast for a reason. When you're sleeping, that is a fast. So actually, I am fasting lots at the moment. Really successful fasting. Really successful. Come on. I've said this in multiple streams, but I'm looking forward to when I can rasterize this line work, because it is quite dense at this point, and it is, like, you know, my I can really hear my computer wanting to take off. The fans are going full force. Okay, I think I might be close to what this is supposed to look like. Yes, maybe a bit. Hold on. Cheating. Yeah, that's a little bit, it's just a little bit tall. Just a little bit tall. Yeah, I think I can live with that. Can I? Is it me, or does this line kind of bend up a little bit? Hold on. I can sort that out. I'm just realizing that this track by Plunky really reminds me of the Ra band, which I have up there on vinyl as well. There's like a bass line here, and the drums are really similar, but I suppose actually quite a lot of this kind of jazz, electro jazz, was quite similar sounding in the 80s. It was acceptable in the 80s. Any Kajagoogoo fans out there? Ooh to be ah. There we go, now we're talking. Okay. Oh yes, and wait, I think I did, yeah, I did those. If I turn the computer back on, what's missing? I need to mask off certain bits. I might even commit to like just removing some of these lines rather than just masking them. Oh, excuse me. I'm less worried about yawning at this time of day. Yeah, I think. Do I do an aerial? Nah, I don't think that's necessary. An antenna, but no, I don't think that's necessary. I'm just see if I did like something like that. Actually, no, it'd be more fun if it was like that, but I don't think that's necessary. Or actually, is it? Tell you what, I will draw one, but I will not necessarily keep it. I'm going to draw this really wonky at first, just as a guide, and then do a cleaner. It's going to be one of these telescopic ones, like most of these kind of radios had at the time. But then maybe I don't need to draw the telescopic bit of it, because it's probably a detail too far, considering. I might just have it so it looks like it's getting a bit wider towards the base, or not. Just commit. You know what, I don't like how it just comes out of that button. Oh, it's a baby. There's a baby. There's a baby in my headphones. Sorry, I'm just realising. Oh, let me check. Is it recording? Here we go. Is it recording? Let's see. For my YouTube upload later on. It is. Is it? F5 to refresh? It is. Is it? Yeah, okay, good. Okay. I don't know what happened. Last time I was streaming and why it just randomly decided to stop recording. Very annoying. It's annoying because it's not like a big deal, but it just means that for a little while I'm going to keep having to, it's basically awoken a level of, like it's like one more thing that I can't rely on. Does that make sense? When I start talking like that, I just think I sound a bit like Limmy. Limmy, who's another very popular UK Scottish streamer. And frankly, he is one of two streamers. Yeah, one of two streamers I watch. Or is it three? Two. One of the people I used to follow or watch hasn't streamed in ages, so I guess I don't really watch them anymore because they're not putting any streams out. I'm on the fence about this aerial antenna for the radio. I don't know. Do we want it? Isn't it terribly distracting? Oh, sorry. My bad. Have I been drawing? No. I think I changed that view. Wait, have I done the entire stream in view? In this view? No, I can't be bothered to check. Yeah, I'm on the fence about this aerial though. I'm going to leave it for now. I'm going to move on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on another layer, so if I don't like it I can just quickly delete it. Okay. Right. Okay, so let me turn my notes on. So tonight, I think I'm going to do a couple more bits here, and they aren't necessarily going to look like letters. They're just going to look like bits, and then some stuff here, and then that'll probably be it for now. And when I say some stuff here, it's going to be nowhere near this level of detail, just because it won't really. It'll just get so busy. So I'll just do a few like shapes, and then I'll let the shading and the colouring do the talking for that bit. Yeah, I'm still kind of working out in my head how I want to render the colouring on this. It's one of those things where it would probably be fine as line work, just line work, but I kind of want it to be colourful because I feel like if it's going to be my channel banner, especially if it's going to be my channel banner, it needs to be a bit more eye-catching, and I sometimes think just line work isn't as eye-catching. So I just need to think of a really smart way of colouring this afterwards. Okay, let's get on with this. So go to the floor letters layer, which is that. Which layer is it? Here we go. Are those on the... What layer are these little marks I've made? Oh, they're on a completely different layer, great. Yeah, of course. Of course. Completely wrong layer. Cut. Now go back to the floor letters layer. Where is it? Rough room, shelf, quick mask, cutting the floor. Floor? No, that's not that one. I need to actually delete that one. Delete. It's this one. Yeah, okay, cool. And then on this, I will slap those back on. Perfect. No, too dark. There we go. I just want to remember that's basically where I want to draw my bits. Alright, so just some broken up bits and pieces. I think what I'll do is like a right angle on this one. It's all about trying to get the perspective to look kind of not really dodgy. Wally Badderu getting quite a big outing today's stream. Does that seem right in terms of perspective here. Let me turn off that little X, I don't need that anymore. No, needs to be more like this. Is that right? Just a tiny bit more, goodness me. So I think this is starting to sound like that cat meme song. That cat piano one. Not the famous piano playing cat, but there's one where they've used a sample of a cat going meow. You know the one I'm talking about. I believe this one may have been part of a like Windows 95 like demonstration video or something, and I thought it was really catchy, so I downloaded it. I love this sort of stuff though, don't get me wrong. It's all the kind of stuff that was explored in Vaporwave, like the original couple of years of Vaporwave. It sort of transformed into something else later. Vaporwave, I mean. I'm just realising how flat this actually is because it's so much more further away on a slightly curved perspective. So it's a lot more flat than I had first anticipated. Is that about right? Yeah, that's better. That's getting more like it. Okay, cool. So there's one. These are just guides, which I'm then going to destroy. Excuse me. So if that's like that, then we get rid of this white X. sort of in keeping with this extreme foreshortening. Extreme foreshortening, it's not extreme at all, it's just foreshortened, that's all. Okay. I think that's looking okay. No. No, it's not. It needs to be more like this. I'm doing the same mistake where I'm having it all look a bit like as if it's on a tilt. And I'm not even drunk. However, I am drinking decaf coffee, so maybe that's my problem. I was very triggered by the coffee influencer who goes by the name of James Hoffman. He put out an absolute, what would you call it, very controversial video where he basically said if you're drinking decaf, you're not drinking coffee. Absolute coffee rage bait. Which is quite funny because obviously people who've gotten angry would have been people who drink decaf, and so they wouldn't have gotten that angry. Anyway, I only drink decaf after 5 p.m. If it's before 5 p.m, I drink caffeinated coffee. It's just about trying to reduce the amount of caffeine I drink, because I kind of don't drink much else these days, which is another sign that maybe sometimes I think I'm a bit more a creature of habit than I like to admit. Yeah, I just like coffee, you know. Okay, both decaf and regular. Come at me, James Hoffman. Oh, and that made that a bit too flat. Oh God. Okay, so I have done. So if I do this, it's no longer on a tilt, but it's just now a bit too. I've gone a bit too far with the foreshortening, I think. Yuji Toriyama, another really great musician, he actually did a little bit of music for Street Fighter, but before his Street Fighter stuff, and afterwards too, he would do a lot of this sort of kind of groovy fusion stuff, fusion rock. Okay, there we go. I think that feels about right. Yeah, I think that feels about right. So, just wondering if actually, rather than that be there, would this be better, more like here? No. Or maybe it's all about kind of creating artificial randomness here, but maybe that's better. Where did I have it before? I had it sort of more like here, didn't I? Yeah, I think I actually do prefer it where I just had it about there. Yeah, because I can always just do a few tiny bits that go between the two. I also wonder if these should move that way. Because I suppose, well, it depends. I think I'm overthinking it. All right, cool. Let's get on with the making these into actual things, right? So I said I was going to do, I think, this into a bit of a right angle that's broken up. So if I do, which way do I want this to go though? And then maybe something like that. So it looks like it's an offcut rather than an actual letter like an L. Yeah, I think that's good. I think that works for me. If I made it too thick though, I think I may have made it a bit too thick. That's okay. All I need to do is this. Cut her down. That was me sort of referencing get her done. Get her done. I think that's roughly the right thickness now, so that it sort of correlates with the rest of the stuff on the floor here. Actually, I probably don't even need that line, frankly. Okay, and then I can do something like that. Something like that. Then, I suppose, something a bit more like that. Cool. Delete those. Redraw them the right height. these aren't sharp enough in my opinion, so hold on, let me just redraw this. Oh, you're going to delete? I did ask you to go, thank you. Excuse me, I did ask you to leave. You need to leave. You need to leave. That is a bit of a nod to something Limmy had on his stream at one point where he was playing Skyrim, I think it was, and it glitched. And there's a kid in one of the, like a little prince or a little earl or something, Jarl, who just is glitching out and just keeps running up to Limmy's character in Skyrim saying, "You need to leave," right, like over and over again. It's funny. It's funny stuff. Extremely funny stuff. Okay, alright, I think that might be that done. Okay, I'll add some more like wreckage to it in a second. Let me just do this one. Can you believe this has almost been an hour? I can't believe that it's almost been an hour since I've started streaming. That's scary to me. How has that been an hour? How do I ever get anything done? Why am I whispering? Okay, what next? What next? What other shape? Something curvy, I guess. Yeah, okay, let's do something curvy. Curvy how though? Something like that? If I do... Does that help at all? Yeah, I like that. Okay, cool. So then what would correlate with that? It's the second time I've said correlate. Ooh, I quite like that idea actually, you know what? Oh, I'm getting really into it now. Yeah, cool. Again though, I don't want to make that mistake where I'm making it thicker than it should be. So I need to probably make it so that this is where the actual thickness of it is. the actual thickness of it. Oh, oops. I've just realised I'm drawing on the same layer as the guide. That's very bad practice. Oh. Oh no, we may have already lost a bit. No, we haven't. Okay, good. Phew! How embarrassing. Super embarrassing. It's always really annoying finding that out very late. That you've been drawing on the same layer as like a rough or something. Nightmare. Happens all too often with me. I don't think I actually need that line there, do I? I suppose I would do if I made it more like that. Yes, yes, yes. Starting to sound like Jeff Goldblum. Oh, yes, 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 absolutely. That's exactly what it should do. Now you can have that. Now it's more of an apparent need for that line. There we go. Well, that just to look a little bit neater. I'm assuming the audio ducking has been working. Oh, I'm stressed out. Let me just quickly check. Is it still recording? Please, please still be recording. Please? I think it... I mean, OBS is saying that it's recording on here. Okay, yes, I think we're right. I think we are... Yeah, we're okay. Alright, we're okay. It's still recording. Phew. I mean, it's not like a huge thing, because I can just use the video that's been recorded directly to Twitch, because you can download that and then put it onto YouTube, but then it's going to be 720p. That's the kicker for me, is that it's 720p, and I'd rather, because I'm doing something that's quite visual, I'd rather it be 1080, not 720p. It probably is actually less important at this stage where it's all just line work, but I think as we get onto the animation stage, 1080p. Although, admittedly, if this stream ends up actually lasting, and I either decide to spend the money, or the stream gets popular enough, I will actually be able to download, both stream and download 1080p video on Twitch, which would be nice. Certainly simplify things. Because I noticed that I can actually, anyway, I can separate the music out for the Twitch VOD too, so that would be kind of cool too. But that's nothing to worry about right now. I'm a long way off from that. Goodness me. I don't actually need that line there, do I? Let's face it. Let's take that out. Take that line out. Yay! Alright, cool. I'm going to now do some just more damage to these bits. Although actually that's, I think, kind of perfect as it is. Is it? Or maybe I'll make one of the edges a bit more like this, a bit more jaggedy. But I think this could do with a bit more of a slice as well. Yeah, let's do a little bit more of a slice on this one. Where to cut? Like this, I think. Something like that. Yeah, something like that. So it'll be more like that, I guess. Is that worth it? Maybe it's not worth it actually doing that there. I just want it maybe just a bit more like that maybe. Is that worth it? Is that worth it? Yeah, it is. It's very slight, but it is worth it in my opinion. Just need to do it where this isn't. There's more lining to here, so... Oh, wrong there. Yeah. So it's more like this. There we go. And then maybe... I wonder if I make... No, I don't need to do that. I think that's fine. Okay, I'm really splitting hairs here. If I just zoom out, I just want to see where I want to put my little scrappy bits around it. So some bits here, I reckon. Maybe another bit there. Then with this one, some bits here. Definitely some bits there. And then... something like that, I reckon. Mirror. And then maybe something here after all. Just seems a bit cute to have it there, but maybe then it needs to be a bit cute. Alright, you see, this is how you overanalyze, but it's fine. It's fine. It all adds up, and you know, anything. The good thing about working digitally is that everything you add, it's basically just as easy to take away, as long as you do it at the right stage. If you do it too far down the line, you know, you decide to take something away a little too far down the line, then it's not so easy. Because other things depend, like things get built on top of things, and then it's much harder to remove that thing that's right at the bottom. Does that make sense? So at this stage, I will add there. I'll happily have those there, and then I will take them away if I don't like them. All right, what's 1:05? 1 hour. I've been streaming for 1 hour, 5 minutes according to OBS. I'm glad I decided to come online this evening, because actually I've been enjoying it. It's really helped me decompress, actually. This one always reminds me of a SimCity 4 track. Quite a lot of the music in those early 2000s Maxis games were like this. It's probably one of the reasons why I'm into this kind of music now, because it was probably very influential on my brain as a kid. So music from Simcopter haunts me to this day. It's got a really weird atmosphere to it. You know what, it's not quite sharp enough, this bit. Let's make it a bit sharper. Yeah, something a bit more like that. That's good. Yeah, I think everything's okay. Do I need to with this one? I think I do. Hold on. Wait, am I on the right layer here? No. I think if I do this... Tweak, tweak, tweak. Tweak, tweak. I'm tweaking, but it's not because of my coffee, because as I've already said, it is decaf. I am tweaking because I am aiming for some kind of unreachable perfection here. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Punk. Okay. I think I might need to get rid of that, because it's not apparent enough, basically, I've decided. Okay. I'm amazed how, because this is quite a large playlist I have, and there is quite a lot of music on it that has. Oh wait, which playlist is this? This might be. Ah, okay. I kept waiting for some music with vocals to come in, but this is actually my streaming playlist, which I've specifically done with no vocals. So I might actually switch. You know what? I might play, if you don't mind, I might play this that I was talking about earlier on. It has vocals. They're mainly Japanese, with the odd English sentence thrown in there. So let me play that. Mari Iijima. There she is. Yeah, I'm going to play Branch. Okay, here we go. The whole album. I mean, it's not very long. It's, I think, 42 minutes long. There we go. Yeah, this track is good. And hopefully the audio ducking I have means when I talk over her singing, rudely like I am right now, it's not, I'm hopefully not there's not too much interference. Just sounds so good to me, this particular track. I mean, the whole album's really good, but I really like this bass line. Okay, I think that's better now. Yeah, okay, cool. Let me carry on with those bits I was doing. No, I'm beginning to flag, so yeah, I will be wrapping up after this little bit. I'm glad I came online, but because it is late, I am certainly beginning to feel it. Okay? I'm beginning to feel it. Also, I feel like it's always a good idea to stop drawing when you feel like your ability to judge what's working kind of fails, because it's like your objectivity is just basically, well, I mean, relative objectivity, really, at least for me, really gets affected by how tired I'm feeling. If I'm beginning to flag, then I tend to start losing the ability to see what works, And so sometimes I've been guilty of working a bit too late and then coming back to something the following day and being horrified, being like, what was I thinking? Well, that's exactly it. You weren't thinking, your brain was turned off, and you should have just called it a day. Sometimes it's quite hard to learn that lesson though, especially when you're feeling the pressure, especially with paid work. And sometimes it's kind of amazing how the brain works, but if you push through tiredness and your circadian rhythms kick in, or not kick in, like you get through the hyper bit and you start going through the hyper bit. It's weird. It's weird how you can sometimes, but I wouldn't recommend it. I'm only saying that that's the kind of thing sometimes you have to do during crunch periods of work, which, a lot of creative, unfortunately, industries have their crunch periods because it's very hard sometimes to make sure everything aligns and times perfectly. So, it just comes with the territory. Does that work? Is that necessary? Maybe just that. Is that enough bits? I want to do a couple bits. I want to do a couple of bits, like kind of in front of these shapes to give sort of the illusion of there being a bit of depth. Hold on. Let's just chop that down a bit. There we go. Yeah, okay. So then, what I was thinking was maybe with this one, is that too thick? No, it's not. Is if I do like a... how should I make this shape look? My shape library is running empty. No. Too big. Actually, you know what? If I make this one a bit sharper. Okay, and then... Totemo. Subarashii desu yo. just a little bit further away from... Yeah, perfect. Yeah, there we go. I think that works. Yeah, I think I might call it a day. I was going to maybe do some bits here, but I think I might leave it just because I'm flagging and it is 10:30. I don't want it to get too late because I've got another quite intense day tomorrow. So, you know, I did a little bit of what I set out to do, which was I finished this bit, and then I did this bit, and then I did that. I don't know, I'm on the fence about that aerial too, frankly. We'll see. If you're watching, or if you're commenting on the VODs, let me know. Do I keep this thing in or not? Do I keep this in? Do I not? Anyway, alright, cool. Thank you very much, guys. I'm going to save up and upload this onto YouTube, and then I'm going to, I don't know, watch something. I'll probably watch an episode of something rather than go to bed. I'm trying to think, what have I been watching recently? To be honest, I've only been watching YouTube or YouTube. Have I not been watching anything other than YouTube? God, no, I haven't. I mean, I listen to a ton of podcasts, a metric ton of podcasts. That's how I mainly consume. Like when I'm working, when I'm walking, when I'm cooking, when I'm washing up, it's all podcasts basically. What am I rambling on about? Okay, I gotta go. Bye everybody. Enjoy your weekends, and as I always say, don't do anything I wouldn't do, which is a lot actually. So that's probably quite upsetting. Bye. Oh yes, I do want to stop my stream.